It's nice to see these paths getting some use. Oh boy. Watch out. Lana Parsons, I wouldn't be laughing if I were you. Casper, the friendly bear. Maybe Casper lives at 27 Willow Street. Certainly seems to be interested in it. The budget isn't as much of an issue, apparently, as roving brown bears. Fortunately, Casper's a friendly brown bear, so... anyway, back to the show. Alright, welcome back, Semper Wi-Fi, blah 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 blah. Anyway, so off camera, what I did since the last recording was a few things. I'll leave the commentary on the castle walls for last, but the first thing I want to note is that I already had Road Builder, but I hadn't used it for anything other than downloading it for a dependency for a custom map. So I was complaining when I was recording the last episode, for the few people who remember, that there wasn't a 2-unit wide gravel road, you know, that outside of paving the pretending cobblestone streets in the town center that I wanted a gravel road. So I didn't actually realize how easy and user-friendly it is to go in. You don't have to go into Paradox mods. You can just go into the menu and just click download right there, and then they instantly appear. So I also got the gravel pedestrian path, because that pretty self-explanatory, also makes just a little more sense. So yeah, no, I think this works out pretty well. Now, a big thing I thought about is the city walls are probably way too big. I mean, probably thinking about it, it would have gone here, maybe just kind of around the main downtown area, so a lot of this might have been outside of city walls. And so I kind of realized that while I was doing this last time, but I started thinking about, well, if it's a defensive structure, they'd really want to be built up to the high ground. Anyway, I'm aware of that. I think this is not a priority right now, to say the least, because I need to right-size my budget. It's showing kind of neutral right now, but I'm still losing money pretty quickly every month. And so before I spend money redoing any kind of city walls, I'm going to do that. We have this road kind of running parallel here. I mean, eventually, and pretty soon into this series, the city walls are going to go, and I'm going to try to think of some way to have more decorative gates into the city, because if you think about European cities, the large decorative gates are the part that's left. So, like I say, that's kind of not something to worry about right now. What I might do is, when railroads come in, go ahead and delete the city walls and then maybe reconstruct some part of what used to be within these city walls as the train center, the train station. So that's another update. I leveled up. I was doing some tinkering off recording, and trying not to level up so that I could do that during a screen record for an episode, but I put down this gas station out here in the industrial area as a unique building, and so I leveled up once that happened. So with that, I unlocked, let's see, here we are, district creation. So definitely want to get into that. I really enjoy naming districts and assigning services to those districts. For a, so to speak, county build like I do, you really don't want, I'm not going to want a fire station here in Häufchen coming all the way over to like the capital city. Maybe it's going to be here, let's say. I think that emergency services simulation is a little better in Cities 2 than Cities 1, but I still just kind of prefer to do that. So that is one upgrade that I got. Offices, obviously, that is something that there's already a lot of demand for. The French low-rent housing now enables me to not place skyscrapers, which is nice. Transportation, not going to worry about right now. Probably not until I have trains. I might put in like a taxi depot just to help the game function a little better, but not until I say it's now the 1830s and Napoleon's dead and we're going to put trains in. Is that going to happen? But Parks and Rec, again, I don't want to go ahead and thank the sponsor. I can't go too crazy on putting parks in everywhere, but you know, the idea with putting in this plaza was to take some pocket parks, and then these can kind of function. Turn on anarchy. These can kind of function as they're visually little sitting areas, but also, yeah, this is good there. And I might just place one for right now. And, you know, that's probably...
Did I overlook an environmental impact?
I mean, we've got pretty decent park coverage just from that.
Find a minor typo
like I say, I don't want to get too ahead of myself with putting parks everywhere when we really need to just make sure that the city doesn't fail at this point. So, that is another update.
What if this park
quick one here. I moved the substation to the back block because it was kind of dwarfing this fire station, which I want there.
What is the materials I specified?
And I'm going to do a lot more clopping in this town center area. Like I think there's a French mixed-use building that I want to put in here instead. So yeah, we just kind of get some plaza appropriate buildings. So that's another update I did off screen. But the main thing I wanted to do at the start of this episode is talk about water levels. So I downloaded the water features mod by Yan Yan. There he is. My thought process was I was first thinking, oh, maybe I'll just go through and flatten a lot of this because, you know, building along canyons like this, especially farther back in history, I mean, this is a canyon basically. Isn't really realistic. Doesn't look good. It's something that's been a problem in City Skylines. In the first one as well as the second one. But, you know, down here, which is just a few miles, just a couple miles downstream, we already go from canyon to kind of broad floodplain. So, I know everything's on a smaller scale in City Skylines, but it's a bit unrealistic. The way the water works is this water feature mod is just basically how the water mechanics work in this game. We have the river has to snap to the edge of the map. So that's the difference between the river and the stream. And that is a radius and elevation. A radius and elevation. We want it to be higher up here and lower, and the same height down here. This height, I think this height is fine. Well, I might increase this by 10 meters. Did this in a trial run in a map that hadn't been built on yet. I opened a new save file, and then up here we want this to be higher, so we want this to be 600. That's that black terrain line, so that should be easy.
This podcast is really great.
So that should get us up
people should listen to this podcast. If
there,
I were a podcast, I would be
more
this one. My podcast should be more popular. These have been some exclamations.
Gonna have to build a bit of a wall here. So basically what I want to do is just let this kind of play out and then see, adjust. Another thing I turned on is, and water features. So I've also turned on seasonal streams and snowmelt. So the streams, not the rivers, the streams. I have one stream I'll show you in a sec. The water level will change when winter happens and the snow melts. And I haven't changed the size of that because, again, I think that the water level is kind of high enough here, so I don't want it to get too much higher. But it's still summer in the game, so we have a long time until winter to let this play out. But let me just kind of hit play. Yeah, so this is already like a lot better. Just want to get this water level a little higher. I just wondered, so I don't know if this is still rising or what the story is with this. So that was 600. Yeah, it seems to have kind of settled here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're starting. These riverbanks down here are starting to overflow. That's what I want to see. So anyway, this is something I'll keep an eye on and make sure I'm not flooding over Häufchen or anything like that. So basically, at this point, the rest of this episode is going to be no kind of builds are a luxury for when you're not losing money desperately. So the rest of this is going to be an attempt to kind of get maybe in the black, maybe hit another milestone. We're already half the way to the next milestone, which will give us mixed use finally. So I guess I kind of cheated and put in that mixed use building already, but I'll focus on offices. Put in a couple offices now. There's also this pub here. Well, this is Wilhelm Dingheim's Tavern. So I really don't want to just completely overshadow that. I wonder if I can relocate it. So I could have it here. Yeah, I think that's a better spot for Wilhelm Dingheim's Tavern. Yeah, I think maybe that one there. So let's see what that does for people. It's probably going to set next we need to go French. We're going to do French low density. Going that way, so we'll plop that there. Really just want to level up here to the next one. So since it sort of worked the first time, let's take a peek at, let's put that there. 400 experience for that. Just here. To live in this house. What is happening? Where am I? Kind of turned into a little apartment complex over here, but for whatever reason, we have all this demand. 2 households. Oh, another cool thing in the water feature tool is you can have waves in. It wouldn't be in a river. It would be in the ocean. If you created a sea, you could have, as it says there, waves and tides enabled. I don't have a sea here, so it's not. It's kind of a moot point. The executive mansion. Oh, so yeah, I could do that. So we could say this is where. Let's see what it looks like here. Friedhelm is becoming more powerful, and you know that's something that's going to, a theme that is going to continue to grow. Any minute now, we should level up, place another park since the money's kind of there. To create a district is a good thing to do. All right, so this is Bedfordale. That's actually exactly what I was going to call it. Gas station here. One of those 17th century gas stations. Just trying to level up here. Yep, there we go. New signature building that's way too big. We finally have mixed use as well as post and internet. So this is the fun part where we also have to take our comms budget way down. Start of our Innenstadt. Some people that are very neutral in terms of their mood, and I mean I can understand that, but I wish they would cheer up. Okay, so we need a post office. Yeah, stuff just gets so expensive at this point. Radio mast ain't that expensive, so we can put that near the outer wall here. Maybe just one for now. Early in the game, you can't get too hung up on not providing the absolute worst service in the world on a variety of things. None of the post offices have a particularly historic look to them, so I'm not gonna get too hung up on that either. We'll put this next to Friedhelm's house here. Let's see what these people's chief complaints are before starting to upgrade services. Happiness, healthcare coverage, and schools. So that is the chief concern right now. So let's up healthcare a little bit. Yeah, let's go up to 80 with healthcare and 80 with schools. And see where that gets us. And we'll just let that kind of roll for a little bit. Get another couple rows of row houses here. Alright, so now with medium density demand gone, I think I'm going to call it quits for today. Probably do some work off camera just to get us progressed. Maybe through the next couple milestones. I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do with 20,000 in the bank. Yeah, there's not going to be a whole lot I unlock beyond this that I really care about, at least for a while. That'll be all I kind of try to do today. But alright, so I think that is where I'm going to leave it today. With 20,000 in the bank, it's kind of difficult to do anything fun or impressive on camera, so probably spend a couple of days off camera just leveling this thing up and getting the budget to a point where I can kind of do what I want and not have to worry about it so much. So you know, think of me when you're not doing that. You're wondering, where's Semper Wi-Fi's videos? Well, he's in a galaxy. He's in a fictional galaxy. He's by himself. That's where he is. Yeah, I think that's about it.